Ancient Egypt, a land of wonder, mystery, and awe, was deeply rooted in rituals that connected them to their gods, the afterlife, and the cosmic order. These rituals were not just religious practices, but the lifeblood of their society. They ensured the balance of the universe, known as Ma'at, which they believed sustained both the living and the dead. Today, we uncover some of the most unbelievable ancient rituals of this mysterious civilization. One of the most iconic of these rituals was the opening of the mouth ceremony, a powerful funerary rite. It was believed that when someone passed from this world, they required the ability to eat, speak, and breathe in the afterlife. Through symbolic gestures, the priest, often a family member, would open the mouth of the deceased by touching it with a ceremonial tool. This allowed the soul to live on, ensuring a comfortable and eternal existence beyond the grave. But the afterlife wasn't guaranteed without the weighing of the heart ritual, perhaps one of the most crucial judgments in Egyptian belief. After death, the heart, which Egyptians believed held all of one's thoughts and deeds, was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth. If the heart was heavy with sin, the soul would be devoured by the fearsome demon Ammit, and that person would cease to exist. However, a light heart meant purity, granting the deceased passage into the eternal fields of paradise. Rituals weren't reserved just for the afterlife, though. The ancient Egyptians practiced Heka, magic, in their daily lives. Whether it was for protection, healing, or even influencing events, magic played a central role. Through chants, spells, and offerings, they believed they could manipulate the natural and supernatural worlds to their benefit. One particularly grand event was the Sed Festival, held after a pharaoh had ruled for 30 years. This ritual was a combination of physical tests and sacred ceremonies that re-energized the king, symbolizing his continued strength and divine right to rule. The festival included a reenactment of his coronation and even a ceremonial race, demonstrating his vitality and connection to the gods. The beautiful Feast of the Valley was another event where the Egyptians connected with both their gods and their deceased ancestors. The people would sail from the bustling city of Thebes to the necropolis in the west, where they made offerings of food, drink, and prayers at the tombs of their loved ones. This ritual strengthened the bond between the living and the dead, ensuring that the deceased were remembered and cared for in the afterlife. Temples, too, were the center of daily temple rituals, conducted by priests to maintain the order of the universe. Every day, offerings of food, incense, and prayers were given to the gods, asking for their favor, protection, and guidance. These rituals weren't just for the gods. They maintained Egypt's prosperity and kept the forces of chaos at bay. Perhaps one of the most fascinating rituals was the Festival of Opet, a grand procession celebrating the renewal of the pharaoh's divine right to rule. The statue of Ammonius, the chief god of Thebes, would be carried from the Karnak temple to the Luxor temple, symbolizing the union between the king and the divine. The streets were filled with music, dancing, and offerings in what was one of the most joyous celebrations in ancient Egypt. And for those seeking a bountiful harvest, there was the Feast of Min, dedicated to the god of fertility and reproduction. The pharaoh or priests would perform symbolic rituals, such as plowing the earth, ensuring that Egypt would be blessed with abundant crops and renewed life. The meticulous process of mummification itself was an elaborate ritual that prepared the body for the journey to the afterlife. Priests would perform sacred rites to cleanse, embalm, and wrap the body in fine linen, placing protective amulets between the layers to safeguard the soul. Mummification was not just about preserving the body. It was a magical process that ensured the deceased could navigate the afterlife's perils. These rituals, whether daily, funerary, or festival, reflect the Egyptians' deep belief in maintaining harmony with their gods and preparing for a seamless transition into the afterlife. From the grand New Year festival of Weepa which celebrated the Nile's inundation and the renewal of the land, to the intimate funerary banquets, where families dined with their dead, Egypt's culture was steeped in symbolism and reverence for the divine. To this day, these ancient rituals continue to fascinate and mystify us, offering a glimpse into the extraordinary spiritual world of one of history's greatest civilizations. The grandeur and magic of Egypt live on, not only in its monuments, but in its rituals that have left an indelible mark on the annals of history. If you've enjoyed this dive into ancient Egypt's mysterious rituals, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on which ritual fascinated you the most. Let's keep the mystery alive.